Mbadiul ngal kontong, ntelem Omar Wally. Before today, I have a very simple message to President Barrow because ngajele watching jame audio bondi is there is so much unease going on in the Gambia because memu ni jame audio bondi wati there seem to be Barrow Buka comfortable back here and you know, this national security, whatever, they will call for a meeting and said, let's meet, let's discuss, you know, Jamela Ko, and so on. So that's something I just want to just address a bit. This is just for Barrow. What I just want to let you know, Walemko, Jame is not the guy. Ninkoeko is not the guy. He is not someone Adama Barrow should be worried about. He is not relevant. He's just looking for relevance politically back home because he lost everything. But Adama Barrow, the problem of the Gambia today is the people who are complaining about water shortage, acute electricity supply, high cost of living, insecurity, and so on. For me, these are the people you should be worried because these are the people who are going to vote, who will decide your fate come 2026. But not someone who has been kicked out of his country. He has been living in exile for almost 8 years. Look, common sense. Jammeh could not even take a faction of APRC from Fabakary Tombonjat. A man who could not take a faction of a party, the only inheritance he has now. So how do you expect that man to come and take over a country like Gambia? Barrow, you should understand one thing. You know, not only Gambians, you failed to prosecute him. Yalong, if you had put an effort, okay, you traveled to Equatorial Guinea, you did not even mention Jamela Isu. People have been saying, "Ko do this, do that," you refuse. Of course. How be? Iman so far, near so far, no. Jammeh will be thinking about something. But you don't have interest. But you don't have interest, but others have interest. You know, all the time you hear Jammeh saying, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come back, you know. Jammeh is not someone you, me, all Gambians should be worried about. The current situation in the Gambia, everybody's worried about that. And that's something you should address immediately. Kurambo kasoro. Geo problem olam. Security. We just saw they said some people just went on for Eco Bank number, one of the banks, and they tried to rob it. You can see even those things because they tried to test the depth of water. Yalonga fuele. Go and reform the security, you refuse. You know, if you had done that, none of these things will be happening now. If you had done that, you think those are the people because you have a reservoir of suspicion towards the Gambian forces. And I think after 8 years in power, nearly getting to 10 years, that tension should be diffused, but you refuse to do that. You know, the army is loyal to Jammeh, it's all nonsense. Look, he was just a corny guy. You know, he was doing all these evil things. Jaliba Kamembodorong, Tulo Dale Kola Kajuso Bondi. Natari, you made an effort back in 2018 and tried to talk to the military and try to engage them. By now, they will be yours, but you're still hiding behind these Senegalese, these Ghanaians, these Nigerians. They won't save you. They won't, like I once said, look, when Atete was president of Mali, Mali had over 5,000 French forces there. But you know, an imam just stood on the on a pulpit and said, "Look, we need to get this man out of the office." They removed him despite the presence of the French forces. Nobody's saying that's what they're going to do to you. But look, you should be. Itala silanya meant to be. These are the people. Jammeh is stateless. He has no papers. He has no passport. For that, a passport maybe. But aside from that, Jammeh is stateless. Jammeh cannot. Hani teperotato. You know what is teper? Hani teperota Jammeh. Ave diamulal drong ha. I'm coming back. Nko Jammeh niasi the peso balaya fire to futala Gambia. You've been president for 8 years. You know, common sense. Some of these things are basic common sense. Ila ministers or some of these advices are coming. Jamme, look, Jamme Bola plane on Mundula Kana Gambia. Who is good? Because, even aeroplanes, they have transponders. You get into the plane, before you the details are at the airport, ebe lala daming. Come gamen for ya jamening ita dam Gambiano la kuta mantari nyinding, aning Ganiano la kuta nyinding, aning other country mo la kuta nyinding. So now that the plane at the futala fang, wole ba jindila. You remember when Julian Assange released the classified documents of America. So at the time, Americans, he ran to one country, another, they tried to get him. At the time, the then president of Bolivia, Evo Morales, tried to squeeze him in his plane. So, Americans knew ko. Well, let's just wait and see. Because Nindinganim Julian Assange blala plane okonagaga samba Bolivia. We will bring the plane down. What they did, at the time he was heading one of the embassies in the UK, and plane teacher for Santo. They allowed him to fly a couple of hours. They forced the plane down. Luckily, the guy wasn't there. What if he was there? The moment the plane only landed, they were able to force the plane of the president of Bolivia to land, to have an emergency landing. They searched the plane, and luckily the guy wasn't there. Not to tell me he's in one of the prisons in America. So ya jambe bo situation wala kono. Mome mala muso kalano. Adumbe hala balawla bula mama nankuno. APRC memo APRC ta mo fo manankuno. Ye. Wole bene da bond la Gambia banko kan. Adama Barrow. Come on, man. Ya jambe. Ni ya jambe hanna ta da dunta I femfenne ke dron. Na land hanna ta mole jeto diala flight na simulo Gambia. Isa city kota ba kungo ye karanko te asisoka because molebo banko kamela mol fata. They're still angry with Jammeh. They have to deal with him. Yala can remember. Jammeh might not even go through the legal process. I'm not saying because if they might do mob justice on him. That's what I'm saying. So just to tell you how it doesn't make sense for this man who has nobody behind him, to be making so much unease. Because wallahi, ni effort meng ni national security meeting you are wasting time on. If you had devoted that time to look into one problem in the Gambia, natari ning armed robbery, so-called armed robbery memfangadalia effort call to no. Wallahi, by then you will restore confidence, among Gambians. But you did not do that. Mandingol kaf mem kudo dongo diata kuto e bare tetala. Hanya ngani obe ya jamela. Afanko tala. Hanna afanko bala. Angani otala. That is one thing. Somebody will just bring him down. They will just arrest him, and that is the end of the story. So I think your focus is we the Gambian, we are always talking because we want the best for our country. Okay? We want the best for our country. Jammeh belong to history. Okay? So I can remember for Alafta Menadro, he just want attention. You were able, to bring a fraction of APRC. So Jammeh American people are stupid. Any crazy thing in this world, I belek. He's trying to say, Allah, killer. Women were raped. Men were castrated. These are the same people. Molbije hanebi be koto jaro kolbije ayla keatiya. Hani saying, abe koto jaro. Try to work with ECOWAS and let them start taking steps against this man so that all this nonsense can stop. Okay? If they ECOWAS, you don't want to do it, if they set up TRRC, they say, let's deal with this man, you refuse. Now, they're even trying to help you, you still backpedaling the country. So, somebody whose reign, according to all TRRC, almost 300 people were murdered from convoy. Mola alfa mutaka ka mini boru jawola and so on. And many other things. Ya jamela diamo be bad alto. Fa amam fatia tenkere besa fatia lam. come come for jaran kol come for tenkere beso. So you just want attention from Gambians and so on. This man has more problem. So akadiamu many yala miracle. You, for example, he always talk about, Alamol, some of them will talk about justice for Haruna, but they don't want to talk about the justice for hundreds of people. So there is so much hypocrisy in that country. Hundreds of people who were killed by Jammeh, who were raped, who disappeared. Well, no life is better than if you claiming for one person. How about the hundreds of people who were murdered under your reign? So that is it. Let's focus on the issues we have back home. Jammeh's situation is like the then president of the then Ethiopian leader, Mengistu Haile Mariam, who is also, hiding in Zimbabwe since when he was overthrown by Meles Zenawi back in the days. So, comme na wulinkol kamem fotro. Nkaye kamem comme like ni alo ni nale nyokati. Alkasurale, alia kochi, alia tofede, alia kufati, alia yorombo. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say, kumkumote keno la nyoke soti. Jammeh does not wield that power to change anything in Gambia today. Now, no Barack Obama, manana APRC tano for how many years now? Now if he's trying to negotiate with them. So that is the thing. Focus on Gambia. We have a bigger problem back home. Men care advice. Their focus supposed to be the security challenges that we have home. Okay? But not somebody who is thinking about well-labor arrest. Because, Jammeh's security is not even 100% guaranteed. Because Hanani Mentara, for Sidi Nyama, Vaninja Melamanda, Abamurna, Anin Mol Mentara, Sol Banyo Libema Murna. Hanim Mansadi Bon, Akakido Kumbole. Mansadi Bon, Kuno Mengalan Kago Blokon, Kido, Akakumbole. Sakumo Mengalan Kola Kasaka for tenant, Bio overseer, Muso Ebata, Dimo Ebato, Anim Mentara Lebato. Let me just emphasize this. Worry about Gambia, the water problem, the electricity problem, the bigger challenges we have from, because now security is with them. These people started, some people, many along, even I am confident that even those bank staff, if they lock the door, they would have arrested those people. But the question is, whether it's a toy gun or real gun, where did they get those guns? Niaje, yalon kudoke kalala dula bankol. Niaje wolbo kelabi, because yalon they can do things and get away with it. That's why they are doing all those nonsense in that country. Nothing is, so let's say it started with EcoBank today. God forbid, if a proper step is not taken to trace these people and prosecute them, next minute we will see kidnapping. From kidnapping, we will see ransom demand. And God forbid, if you think we are safe, insecurity is like dancing with snakes. Nobody is safe. Nothing can be for. One thing lem wrong. It had a dunya down until maybe banta boy we play down. Whatever you have, you think about home. That's our place. That's why we keep saying all these things. I don't have this vocabulary in Mandinka. But let me say this to you in Sarakule. I'm going to yademena mogobe sasa. Sorinkonga digamo wakati si wati ni sumpuda kati. Ka sasa kundo jamena mogobe. Kombo benta kati londo sumpundi. Yademena Kenya. Aranta ya haru hoho adavarni. Kombo benta kati londo sumpundi. Kenya ni yademe. Thank you so much.